People ask about improving their focus, improving their memory, improving how their comprehension for what they read. And I would say start with the right questions, because we have anywhere from 50 to 70,000 thoughts a day. And a lot of those thoughts come in the form of questions. And so when you think about what thinking is this process of asking and answering questions inside our own mind. And if you're asking yourself, is that true? Notice you had to ask a question to think about it, right? So that's positive proof. So a lot of these 50, 60, 70,000 thoughts a day are questions. And I believe that there are some questions you ask more than others. They're dominant questions. Maybe you have 1, 2, or 3 that you ask consciously and unconsciously throughout the day. And the reason why it's important is, we've talked about this, is your brain is primarily a deletion device. Let me say that again. Your brain is primarily a deletion device. It's trying to keep information out, because if it paid attention to everything, you would go insane. So what gets through that filter? The things that we care about, the things we're interested in, and things we ask questions about, really determines what you're going to focus on, and it gets activated by your questions. Now, here's the thing. What are your questions? What are the questions you're asking all the time that are bringing certain things into your life? It's like when you're going through Instagram or Facebook, everything you like and share. Have you ever noticed, like, you start, liking a lot of cat videos or whatever, they start feeding you more cat videos, right? But our brains are the same way. Sometimes it's a scary time. We live in some very, turbulent times, and if the media is hijacking your amygdala to focus on fear, and you start looking at it all the time, your brain, you just start looking for threats everywhere, and that's all you see, and you delete everything you'd be grateful for. You delete all the opportunity. You delete, all the magic also in life. What are you asking questions about that dictate your focus? One of the ways of finding your dominant question is just to listen to your own voice. Another way is like journaling or meditating, because you see certain themes that come up constantly. So I took my friend through a process, and we found out her dominant question that she asks all the time is, how do I get people to like me? How do I get people to like me? Now, everyone listening, you don't know her age, you don't know her background, you don't know her job, you don't know what she looks like, her ethnicity, you don't know anything about her, but you know a lot about her. Like, if somebody is obsessed with asking the question, how do I get people to like me? What's her life? What's her personality like? That person is going to be a sycophant, right? They're going to be people-pleasing all the time. They're going to be martyring themselves. People are going to take advantage of them. Their personality is always going to change depending on who they're spending time with, because they're going to, talk about the same kind of interests and have the same kind of values, right? They have low self-esteem, and all that, and you only know one question she asks herself. That's it. And my question for everybody listening is, what's your dominant question? What's the question you're thinking about all the time that's keeping you maybe limited, right? And how can you upgrade those questions to be more limitless? Let me give you an example. When you mentioned Will Smith, I help actors to speed read scripts, memorize their lines, focus better. With Will Smith, I was spending the entire day with him in Toronto, and he was shooting from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. So
Which movie was it?
So this was Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
So it was winter time, and it was very cold out. But we found out his dominant question before we went to go shoot is how do I make this moment even more magical? Actually, before it was, how do I make this moment magical? And then we played with it, like, how can we make that even enhance that? Well, let's make it even more magical, because it presumes it's already magical, right? And I was like, wow, that's a powerful question. And we're on set, and it's a night shoot, and it's tough. It's like 2:00 in the morning. His family from West Philly, you all know the song, is there, and we're outside, and they're not shooting. And I asked him, I was like, how do you get ready? Like, we're waiting here for hours for you to go on camera, and for the director to bring you back on, how do you get ready? He was like, Jim, I don't have to get ready, I stay ready. I'm like, whoa, it's good to be Will Smith, right? He's about determination. He does the work. And because I believe the life you live are the lessons you teach. The life you live are the lessons you teach others. It's not what you say, it's what you show, right? It's not what you promise, it's what you prove to other people. And so it was interesting because we're all cold out there watching these little monitors of what they're filming, and he starts to bring people blankets, and he starts to make hot chocolate for everybody and bring it to us, and he starts cracking jokes and telling stories. He was living his dominant question of how do I make this moment even more magical. I mean, it was beautiful. And so my thing for everybody here is be conscious of your thoughts, because thoughts are things, and what you ask for, you will receive.